Hi guys, welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back and you like it here, I'd love it if you stayed and subbed. Really sorry about the last Lisa video. I showed my email thing twice, and then there was something else I wanted to add in, and so it was taking forever going through it to try and find where I'd buggered up and where I wanted to put that stuff in, and so I sped it up so I could see where everything needed to go, and then I forgot to slow it down when I exported it to upload it to YouTube, and that's a whole load of gobbledygook that no one gives a shit about, but that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I'm trying to get this mic in a position where it's not hissing. This computer's really overheating and it shouldn't do, but the weather's shite. Can you hear me there? That's not as bad, is it? Anywho, let me just check as well while I'm here, because I turned the sound down, didn't I, before? Right. I saw you, MM. Jules! And I was like, shit, what's happened? So, because you're so desperate for me to do it, I'll do it. But I'm absolved of all... what's the word? Oh God, I know you're all shouting it at me. Responsibility if I get angry. Midlife Magic Monday. Q&A live. Oh, so is she actually going to answer questions that they ask her live? Or is she answering questions that she's picked in a live? Body image as we age, regrets and goals. Should we jump in?
Hey girls, is anybody here? Sorry I'm a little bit late. I have been scrambling.
What is wrong with your hair? She really doesn't like it straight anymore, does she? Because it shows like there's no hair, so she poofs it out. It just looks like she's never brushed it.
To get it together. There's the Chanel. I'm opening my Diet Coke. And I've already pulled up.
Oh, she's answering questions that she's picked. I thought as much.
My questions from YouTube community. So let me know when you guys, if there's any.
Ooh! Right, let's go find Lisa's community page. Poop.
I always observe women. Every time I go.
Yes, dear, we know. Right, Lisa. Community. Mid-year check-in. How was the first half of your year? Any goals or plans for the rest of the year? What are you looking forward to for the rest of 2024? I'm just reading these out now so we have an idea of what one she avoided. I really enjoy when you speak about feminine energy. Ugh, Alison, go away. Advice on keeping romance alive in the marriage and work relationship balance. Why are they asking her, for fuck's sake? This is a fantastic photo of you. Love the lip combo. Ass kisser. Not midlife magic material, but I loved it when you took us to the beach years ago. It would be lovely to see it again. I live in the desert, so I don't see that too often. I agreed. Love the beach tour and car chat. I love seeing the beach. I know this is personal, but us girlfriends have to help each other. Could you please speak about intimacy in long-term relationships? Many women fall out of lust. How do you keep it alive or spicy? Oh dear God. Really? You're asking Lisa? Absolutely love you and all of your advice, makeup, fashion and that your family comes first. We've been watching two different people. I think you're an amazing wife and mum. I'm 60, was also very lucky to be a stay-at-home mum and loved it. I'm also very glam and have the same taste as you. Something happened in my life when I told my friends. They all drifted away after 32 years of friendship. I have not even one friend. I have an incredible husband, but not anyone I can even go to lunch with. I'm heartbroken and sad and don't know how to meet new people. Any advice would be much appreciated. Sending lots of love. Join a club, Kim, fuck's sake. Lisa, I don't know how to make friends. I'm nearly 70 and I'm 60 and I'm asking you. Really? What the fuck? I, for some reason, can't start a new comment, so I'm just adding on here. What are your thoughts on facial sunscreen? Menopause has turned me into an oil slick and I can't wear it under makeup anymore. Can't you get mineral sunscreens? A mineral powder. I know that sunscreens are either chemical or mineral. What I meant is, can you get a powder that you could use? Is that better? I don't know. No, it isn't, because I've moved my head. Because I don't use sunscreen, obviously. And those of you that may come here new and not know, I never leave the house, so I don't need sunscreen. And before you say it, the window's way over there and the blind's closed, and the other window's way over there and that blind's closed, so no fear of me getting any sun. Perhaps find a ladies only class on a subject that interests you. Exactly, White Feather. I recently went to a herb growing seminar. A herb growing seminar. My name is Dill. I'm a dog named Dill. Anyone watch the herbs with parsley, the lion? I'm a very special lion called Parsley. What do you do at a herb seminar? Fuck's sake. At my local extension agent office, Lord knows what that means, and met so many ladies. I'm in the same boat as you and have only 2 close friends, but love to meet more. Do you know, it makes me laugh. I'm 60 and I've got no one to go to coffee with. Well, you've had 60 years of going to coffee. Be happy. I love your hair here. Gorgeous. Dear Lisa, you look wonderful. You can share your facial care with us, and what adjustments do you have? Have you a lip lift, deep facelift, laser? Also, have a beautiful eye area. How to achieve it? Thank you for your inspiration. Plastic surgery, Dada. This is going to take forever to read, isn't it? No. Maybe I'll whiz through after I've done the video, and if I find any obvious ones that you missed, I'll put them at the end.
Anyone here? Can anyone hear me? All of that good stuff. I don't see anyone on here yet, so...
Oh, nobody wants to hear it.
Okay, I see one person. If someone can just let me know if you can hear me, then we're going to go on with it. This is hair from yesterday, and it has been so rainy here, which I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing that because there's some storm out there. But so I'm in my bedroom with all of my big windows open. Okay. Yeah, please. Okay. Esther, can you hear me? Hey, Susan.
There's a thumbs up. That's what that means.
Just give me... I can see you. Can you say, I can hear you? Because I did cut my little ding thing off. Yes, great. Hey.
I cut my little ding thing off. What ding thing? And should you be cutting things off? That's very dangerous, Lisa. It could cause you an infection. Cutting things off. Now the sound's gone weird here. Hang on. Can you hear this computer? It's louder than the fan. Right, I've got the laptop fan on. See if that helps. Don't know. Oh, I know. Hang on. Is that still open? No. Might cool down a bit now. Forgot I'd opened that and then I never went to play it at all. And completely forgot it was there. Right. Might be able to put the fan back on in a bit as well then.
Hey girls, good morning. Yay, thank you. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start. And one thing I wanted to say, so I don't forget, is this lipstick is an
Nobody cares.
oldie, but a goodie and a classic. And I tried to link it for you today down below, and I could only find it on one website. And guess what it is? MAC Cream Cup. One of the most beautiful, basic, light pink colors. Chanel's down here. And I think they're discontinuing it. So, wow. Hey.
Oh, she's going to go into a meltdown, isn't she, if they're going to discontinue it? Fuck's sake. Her whole life revolves around lip liners and lipsticks.
Hey, you guys.
Get on with the questions then.
Greetings from the Netherlands. Amazing. Great. Hey, Mandy. Okay, so let's get on with it. But if you like Cream Cup, you can't even order it from the MAC website. You can't order it from Nordstrom's. I listed it below. I think I found it at Macy's maybe. Okay, hi Lisa, mid-year check-in. How is your first half of your year? Any goals or plans for the rest of the year? What are you looking forward to in the rest of 2024? Okay, wow, it's been a good year. It has been a good year in many ways. As far as my goals, I've hit a lot of my goals. My family, we're all doing well. My relationship with John is thriving, and my children.
Thriving, is it? Your relationship with John is thriving. It's funny how you were only saying a few days ago how you had to dig deep into your feminine energy because you didn't want him to lash out. Very strange choice of words, if you ask me. But I love that noise, don't you? Your relationship is thriving. Hands up, who believes her? Sorry, my lips are really sore. I think it's because I'm using the fan more and it blows right across me, and I think it's like drying my lips out.
And we've traveled. And so I would say I have hit most of my goals for the year. And I have set some new tentative goals, but I'm pretty content. And I have 2 more trips coming up that I know of, probably 3. And I'm looking forward to starting a lot of new projects. I'm just trying to manage time. Managing time seems to be one of my biggest things because I'm so satisfied with my life and happy with it. It's hard to give up old things to bring in the new. So that's what I'm dealing with now.
Look at the size of that cat. Lisa, put her on a fucking diet.
Okay, this is a good one because I've had many of you ask me about women, adult friendship.
Read it out then. Maybe the lady would like you to read her question out. See, this is just proof that she's read them all and chosen the one she wants to answer.
Girlfriends. And she said, I know this is personal, but girlfriends have to help each other. Could you please speak about, this is something different. Intimacy.
Yeah, maybe you should read the question and you'd know what you were answering.
In relationships. I will talk about that in a separate video too, because I think that should get its whole video. I would say I'm a strong believer in feminine energy when it comes to relationships in the bedroom. That's what I would say. But it deals with a lot of other stuff too.
Relate in the bedroom. How did she just say bedroom?
Each other, could you please speak about? This is something different. Intimacy in relationships. I will talk about that in a separate video too, because I think that should get its whole video. I would say I'm a strong believer in feminine energy when it comes to relationships in the bedroom.
The bedroom. What is she saying? Have you lost all sense of vocabulary today? The bedroom.
That's what I would say. But it deals with a lot of other stuff too. So let me think I think that's worth a whole video. Let me think about it and arrange my thoughts. Okay.
How about you just think of something off the top of your head? I just said something like, pick a day you're feeling good and get yourself all dollied up before he comes home from work and stand there in your skimpy undies and watch his face when he walks in the door. There you go. You don't need any more fucking inclination than that. Men think with their penis. Do you know what I mean? Like I said the other day, all I did was pin up my hair and Jed lost his shit and it's like, the fuck, you perv, go away. But really? You need to, one, you have to ask a stranger on the internet, and two, the stranger on the internet can't think of anything to say to you until she sat down and written in her fucking journal and sorted her thoughts out.
Going to the beach again. That's so funny because my dad just asked me the other day about doing another boat tour type video. I did one of those with him a few years ago. So if you'll look up, just on my channel, you can look up Intracoastal, and there's some videos of my dad and I on the boat, and I hope to be able to go to the beach soon.
I fucking hate it when she does that. Oh yeah. Really? You start at the top, you work your way through, you read through them all and you fucking answer them. Or if you don't want to do that, you look through them before you start the video and you cut out the ones you don't want to answer. You don't just sit there looking gormless and saying nothing while you decide which ones you want to answer.
Okay, this is the one. She's got a lot of stuff here, and then something happened in my life when I told my friends.
Something happened in my life, and when I told my friends, they dumped me. God, she can't even read.
Very glad to have same taste as you. Something happened, and my friends drifted away 32 years ago. 32 years of friendship. I have not even one friend, an incredible husband, but not anyone I can even have lunch with. I'm heartbroken and sad and don't want to meet new people. Any advice? Much love appreciated. Okay, this is a big...
Wasn't it? Didn't she say, I want to meet new people? How do I meet new people? Not, I don't want to. Ah! How far in are we? And I've had enough. 5.5 minutes. Can I just go back to the diving? The diving was fun. Lots of men in their Speedos. Okay. Madam asked, not about the men in their Speedos, she was asking why the girls had backless swimming costumes, and I went on to, it's probably aerodynamics or something, and I said that's the reason the boys have little tiny pants. And she was like, can't they just wear boxer shorts? And I said, no, that'd be worse if they dove in boxer shorts. I said the water would pull them off when they dove. She was like, please don't talk to me about men's bits, I'm not interested.
Topic that I have been journaling and writing about, and I'm going to do definitely a whole video, if not something else with this, because I have been like this with friendships.
So far, you've answered one question of your question and answers. She does that. She just uses that as an excuse so that she's got ideas for videos because she can't think of anything to talk about anymore. And she's going to be a life coach.
And even in the last few years, kind of gone down, even to the point where I thought, do I even need friends? You know what I mean? Like, because you get so disappointed by people that in order to save yourself, you almost decide you don't need friends.
I'm sure they don't get disappointed by you, do they? Oops. Sorry, excuse me for a minute. I'm low on supplies and I need to shout at Madam or Jed to bring me up some. I shall be back in but a mo. Okay, I'm back. I'm just going to clip my hair up. And I thought I'd show you while I'm here, because you know I got the headbands and the headbands didn't work, so I decided I'll get, you know, them clippy, you bend them clip things, and I was looking, there was 2 different lots, and one lot was like this long or something, and it's like, that's pointless, that's not going to work in my hair. So I had to get the baby ones, the little diddy widdy baby. That is how fine my hair is. Bloody ridiculous. Because I washed it today and it's like you can see it's all over the place. So I have about that much hair. It's mad. And then they had bobbles, really cute ones with like smiley faces on and stuff like that. And I thought, oh, they might work. And all the pictures were of little diddy 3-year-olds and whatever going to dance with their hair all bobbled up. So here I am, 58 years of age, using children's bloody hair clips. What's it saying? Funtopia. There's glittered ones and stripy ones and madness. Like I said, I never realised until my hairdresser said once, oh, I'll only charge you £2 because you haven't got any hair. And I'm like, what do you mean I haven't got any hair? I have hair. And then I had a child who got hair from her dad's side of the family. And it's like, I get it now. No, you're right, I have none. Because I always used to wonder when I'd watch videos, you know, where they, divide your hair 75 times and then divide that 75 by 75 and do that with this bit and this with that bit and then blah 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 blah. And I'm like, huh? How am I supposed to get my hair to do that? It's another bit out. Oh, fuck it, it can stay out. Anyway, let's get back to Lisa.
But I think it all deals with our expectations. And so I want to dive into that a little deeper in my experience. For example, you know, friendships, it's kind of like I was talking about with having an exciting life, how if you look around and you don't have anywhere to go but Walmart, and you're wondering, where's everybody else wearing all their clothes and where are they going and who are they going with? Then that's time to think, what have I done to create the life that I have now? Because where you are now, whether it's good or bad, is a result.
Watch it. Watch what you're gonna fucking say, woman.
Of the decisions that you've made. And a lot of times it's just micro decisions every day.
Someone that's on their way to work one day and gets hit by a bus and ends up a paraplegic, is that their choice because they chose to get up and go to work that day? Is it? Why did I put the... Oh, it's here. Is it their choice that they decided to cross the road then? Is it their choice that they didn't buy a car and drive themselves to work? Don't talk utter fucking bollocks, Lisa.
And so if you find that you don't have anywhere to go and you don't have anyone to talk to, and
that woman's going to feel really good about herself now, isn't she? Oh, the reason you have no friends, dear, it's decisions you've made. Where you are now, that's all your fault. Nothing to do with the friends who walked away from you, or who misunderstood what you told them, or haven't got the empathy to deal with whatever it was going on. No, it's your fault. You shouldn't have done whatever it was you did, or what happened shouldn't have happened, and if it happened, you shouldn't have told them. How does she get away with talking to people like this? How?
and you and your husband aren't that close, it's not something that you can't reverse. It just takes being very, very honest with yourself and thinking, am I expecting too much? Am I being fair? Am I expecting one person to fulfill all of these needs? And
that's not the fucking question she asked. Wow. You're going to be a great life coach, Lisa. I hope you have a refund thing for anyone that actually pays you money. I forgot to open the lid when I filled it. I tell you, I've got no memory lately. Maybe if you actually asked the actual question that she asked you, rather than making up shit and now making her feel worse than she already did.
And it has a lot to do with taking action, like putting yourself in the places that you would make good friends that align with who you authentically are. And all of that is just such a process. And I have had to,
it's not about you. It's not about you.
Think about my personality and do I cut off people too quickly?
Yes.
Do I have trust issues with women? Things like that. So it's just such a multifaceted thing.
Do I have trust issues with women? Yeah. But it's okay for me to go around a dinner party and ask my friends' husbands, who are all married to women with dark hair, do they like blonde-haired women?
And so we'll go into that in a future.
This is supposed to be the question and answer. Just fucking answer. Jesus. How does she get away with this bollocks? You do a Q&A, they Q you A. Fuck's sake. Answer the question. Or don't do it live, sit down, get your fucking thoughts together and do a video on it.
Video or set of videos. So let me see what you guys are saying over here. I do want to answer some of your questions here. Okay. It does take so much energy to start new friendships, but really if you are putting yourself in the right place and you're putting
energy. It takes a lot of energy to make new friendships. You're doing it wrong.
Out the right energy and you're not trying to be a people pleaser. That's another thing I've had to get over. And I've never really thought of myself as a people pleaser, but the more I learn about it, I'm a recovering.
No, you're not. You, little Miss Narcissist, are a people pleaser. Okay, whatever.
People pleaser. And that's a big subject too. Everything's so deep and I want to talk about it. So, okay, let me
well, how about you just pick one thing and do a video on it and don't have a fucking Q&A then?
Okay. Hi, Lisa. Love watching you, and I would love for you to talk about money. I love talking about money, but a lot of people get so triggered. I've told you before in comments, I want to be you when I grow up, and I'm 39. Thank you so much. I still think a lot of our money concepts and how much money we're going to allow into our lives stem from childhood and who you were around, even like, say, your parents, what you heard about money, what you experienced as a child. Like I always say, I think we just all start off as this beautiful seashell, all different, but all beautiful in our own ways. And as we go through life, and I'm talking early stages, don't discount things that happen before you were 10 years old. But what you saw, what you lived, where you lived, your teachers, it is amazing. I was just telling my mom and dad yesterday that we as a society need to work on getting teachers paid so much more, because teachers are one of the main influences on our lives and our children's life. And
they're not an influence on your life. Your child's life, yeah. How often do you see them? Fucking parents' evening once a year and giving them lip gloss at Christmas. This is going to piss me off, this bit, isn't it?
And so I truly believe that in order to make a lot of money and to accept the money,
I've had to cut people out of my life more than once. I've been taken advantage of, used, and have a little talk with Jesus when one made a pass at my husband. Sorry? What? Why didn't you have a little word with the woman that made the pass? Did your husband enjoy being made a pass at, or did he tell her to go and get knitted? If so, why are we involving Jesus in all of this? Do you not think he's got bigger things to be sorting out than some woman making a pass at your husband? The sleeved nana. Here's a story. Do you want a story? I may have told this before. Probably have. It was, I'd say, a week after I got married. And we always used to go out on a Tuesday night. A whole load of us from Butlins used to get the bus into Pwllheli and do a pub crawl. Anyway, we're in one of these pubs and I was talking to the lady that made my bouquet for my wedding, Kath. And she was really upset because she really liked John, who I worked with. And he told her that, you know, they couldn't have a relationship. And she was quite sad. At the time, we never realised. I should have seen it a fucking mile off looking back. But John was gay and he hadn't come out. So that's why he was letting her down gently. Anywho, so I was sat talking to her, trying to calm her down and cheer her up. And she says, oh, don't worry about me. You should pay attention to her. And the person that was stood behind me in the wedding picture was sat next to Jed trying to chat him up. And I looked up and I went, he'll be fine. I said, he's oblivious. He's got no clue what she's doing. And when I went over, I said, did she win you over then? And he was like, huh? What? I didn't hear what she was saying. What did she say? He said, I was too busy looking at you. Funny. But who does that a week after your wedding? Many, many, many red flags. It took me a long time to see the real people.
Into your life and to accept that you are someone who can make a lot of money no matter where you came from, no matter what you're doing or where you are. You can, the opportunity is...
Okay, all right. Give me an opportunity then. Because I am desperately trying to get out of this house. So if you can give me an opportunity that I can do from my bed to earn enough money to buy a bungalow, then away. Go on, off you go.
is there for you to make lots of money. But it is like everything else, it is a series of decisions and positioning and mindset. And I am fortunate that I grew up around people that were positive about money, but also were very hardworking. Like, I did not grow up in an affluent.
You're not hardworking though, are you? I don't know what you call fucking hardworking. I've done hard work, well, not hard work, but I've worked hard. That's the thing. There's a difference. At one point, I had 3 pub jobs and an office job. I was running around like a headless chicken. Am I a multimillionaire? No, but I worked fucking hard. So don't talk bollocks, Lisa. It's about where you are in life, who you know, not what you know, and how things line up. And you just so happened to get a fucking wealthy man to look after you and pay off all your debt. And then you found YouTube, and thankfully it worked for you. And now you're making money from it. But you weren't making money at the start, were you?
Trust fund type atmosphere. I grew up in very hardworking, but no negativity around money. So I really think of money as, I was listening to a girl yesterday and she was saying that money is neutral. Really, money is just an amplifier of who you are. And so...
Do you even know what that means? Money is an amplifier of who you are. Lisa, D1, 6th of August 2024. What does she mean?
I love these questions because it gives me food for thought on future videos.
Yeah,
money is scary.
That's why you ask for the questions, isn't it? It's supposed to be a question and answer. They ask, you answer, end of. You don't take all the ideas and use them for future videos and then not do the video like you normally do.
To talk about, because even if you will look at my Louis Vuitton collection, you'll see some of the negative comments, and they may be in a packaging of a criticization of the bags or something like that, but the underlying message is about money and wealth. And
is it? No, it may just be that you've got fugly bags. I will get to them videos, I promise. It's just that was jumping up and down and waving her arms about, saying that I had to do this. So I've given in and I've let her tell me what to do.
Nice things. And so it's triggering for a lot of people, but that's part of learning who we are, and to get back to that beautiful shell that doesn't have any algae or barnacles on it. To get back to that shell, sometimes we have to peel off of some of these limiting beliefs. So I would...
Lemingtons. It's Lemingtons, isn't it? Lamingtons. That's the Australian cake thing, isn't it? Lamingtons. Limitations. Nobody puts limitations on themselves, love. Life does. Every child, you ask them what they want to be when they grow up. An astronaut. That's what Jed wanted to be. Jed wanted to be an astronaut. Do you know what John wanted to be when he grew up? I bet you don't. Anywho, you ask any child, I want to be a tech help, wanted to be a policeman. I don't think Madam ever said what she wanted to be. Oh, an author. Yeah. Apart from that, but when she was little, I don't know. Anywho, everybody has high hopes and big dreams, and life kicks it out of you. How would you know? You haven't even lived.
I'd love to go into that further. And I will say, if I had to say one of the biggest things that people do is they put themselves in a box where they think they are not the person that is ever going to be rich. I didn't, I'm just not that person. And I had a lot of limiting beliefs that I've had to work through. And, I'm going to watch this back and make notes. And I'm going to do a video just on that, no matter what.
Oh, are you going to do it on your $25 Patreon so nobody else sees it? And the woman that asked you the question never gets an answer?
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
I really want to try carnivore, but I've been primarily plant-based for so long. I always struggle to keep weight on. I want to be more feminine and curvy.
Don't you dare. Don't you even fucking dare. Tell her, go to a doctor.
Do I think it's worth trying? Considering getting filler in the hollows and sides of my temple. Do you think it's worth it? Okay, I can answer that right off the bat. I am of the belief that a lot of things are worth it just for you to get it. I don't think there's a big risk in that. I've had filler in my temples at least.
You do know it stays in your face, don't you? Migrates from your temples, but it still stays in your face. And that Botox is basically botulism. You don't think ahead. Oh, what'll happen if? No. I'll get my bags out of my tits and I'll get new silicone gummy bears. When people are not using silicone anymore. I wouldn't ask you what the day of the week was.
At least 2 times, and both times it went right away. It just settled, it'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I think if I like this, I should just have my hair closer if I was worried about it. I think things like that work better.
Oh, is that why you have your hair stuck all around your face when you're trying to put your makeup on and you do the thing?
But it may not drift away with you. Your body may process the filler slower. So I do think it's worth it. I don't think...
Fuck's sake. And they're going to listen to her, aren't they? Charla Johnson, I have never had money, so I do not know anything about having it. I just work and be grateful for what God has given me. Yeah, we don't all want to be multimillionaires, Shayla. We just want to be comfortable. Pointless talking to you. I don't know what you're doing here. I'm a former teacher and admin policies are very off-base. The teachers were treated unfairly by parents and admin, and now there's a tremendous shortage.
I think there's a big risk in it. I think it's worth it. Now I know.
I don't think there's a big risk in it. Is that what she just said? I'm sorry.
I had filler in my temples at least 2 times.
Twice.
And both times it went right away. It just settled, it'll go somewhere else. I think...
It'll go and settle in your brain, hopefully.
If I like this, I should just have my hair closer if I was worried about it. I think things like that work better. But it may not drift away with you. Your body may process the filler slower. So I do think it's worth it. I don't think there's a big risk in it. I think it's... Wow.
I was going to say I'd send her the recent reports on facial filler and tell her to read it. But 1, I'm blocked. And 2, she wouldn't read it. I just watched a video the other day. Brett Cooper. And they were showing facial scans of where the filler is when it decides it's not in your lips anymore or in your cheeks or wherever, and it wanders off. And then people end up with pillow face And you're telling that girl that there's no worries about having it done. Wow.
Worth it. Now I know is my big mantra. Now I know. I try a lot of things. You
Yeah, you fuck around and find out, basically, don't you?
guys know. I'm not really scared to try new things. Within reason. You won't see me bungee jumping or anything like that. Unless you paid me $1 million, I might do it. I don't know. Being honest there.
All about money. Oh, you won't see me doing anything stupid unless you pay me a big amount of money to do it. Why don't you just open a fucking OnlyFans and do us all a favour? Is there somebody out there? I hate it when the door's open. I have to have the door open because I'm going to die in here otherwise. And so it's dark. And Tech Help's got this habit of creeping out of his room and standing in the doorway and frightening the shit out of me.
There. But I'm a big believer in now you know. This is where I would say to never get filler. My bad experiences that I don't even want you to even try. In the vermilion of your lip, oh, that was one of my worst experiences. Under my eyes, years and years ago. It might have even been before I had my eyelids done. I had filler under my eyes one time, like right here, and it
Once.
was the worst. I think I had it dissolved, to be honest with you. That was so long ago. That was probably over 10
Yeah, you do realise whatever it was you had pumped in there is still in your face somewhere, though, don't you?
years ago. So, okay, and then carnivore, keto. I would always suggest keto before I suggested carnivore. The only reason I'm carnivore is because I can't tolerate vegetables. But one of you sent me this old video, if I can find it, I'll link it below, of how doctors were suggesting carnivore like back in the 50s and 60s. You'll see a lot of things changed when cereals became mainstream. And if you will really dig into it and just the politics of it, of the FDA and stuff, I'm not saying I'm an expert at that, but it will give you food for thought. No.
You're not funny, Lisa. It's true that, though, isn't it? When cereals came in, everything else went out the window. Before cereals, you had a fry-up. That was it. That was your breakfast. Or you might have had porridge or something. But no one had ever heard of cereals at one point. And now, you say to kids, what do you want for your breakfast? They can't even think of anything other than cereal. It's like me when I first started keto, and it was like, oh, lunchtime, I'll have I can't have a sandwich. You suddenly realise all the things you automatically eat and comes into your head straight away as soon as you think of a meal, and you're like, oh, I can't do that anymore. And it's like, oh, I just want something, that I can eat. And it's annoying. It's like the first 6 months or whatever I was on keto, God, did I miss things crunchy. There was nothing crunchy. So I had to give in every so often and have like low-cal crisps or popcorn or something, because I'd go insane if I didn't have something like that. Anyway, it's not about me. Where are we? 16 minutes. I'm going to make this a two-parter, because no one's going to want to sit down and watch 2 hours, which it'll probably end up being by the time I've added my tuppence worth. Talking of which, had this conversation with this woman on Twitter. Fucking woman. Shall I show you? Let me show you. What I'll do, I hope I don't fuck up the speed though. I was going to say I'll cover up her name and that when I'm editing, so that I'm not outing her, because that's not fair. Yeah, it started off. This bloke said, most Brits are good, honest, intelligent people who abhor the actions of the right-wing thugs. What can we do to bring these violent riots to an end? I assume you've all heard that the UK's in meltdown and everyone's trying to kill each other. So I said, how about you get the heads of all the movements together to talk it out and find a solution, rather than a load of out-of-touch MPs in a Cobra meeting, like Tommy Robinson, Muslim Defence League, Hope Not Hate, etc. People who are living through this nightmare. Then this woman turns up and says, I believe there will be several not out of touch in Cobra, new government, new approach, grassroots people who know their people. So I wrote back and said, unless they live in rundown areas and have to choose between heating and eating, don't have foreign holidays and a Range Rover, they have no clue how the people living in their mess feel. So she says, but some of them have actually lived that life until they found education. They are now in a decision-making position where they may be able to leverage society to enable others to walk that path. So I put, found education. You sound ever so patronising. Do you know that? So back she comes. Yes, I too found education. I was unable for a variety of reasons at the more traditional age of receiving it, but found a later path. There is nothing patronising in that statement at all, unless you feel in some way threatened by a well-educated older woman. Threatened. I'm 58 and way past caring what others think or think they are. You were insinuating the people choosing between heating and eating were not educated, or they would not be in that position. Passive-aggressive, much. You need to read between the lines much more carefully. I have no idea where your assumption came from. Top tip. Writing to sound like a character from a science fiction film doesn't make you sound clever. In fact, more like the opposite. What the fuck is she going on about? So I said, what on earth are you going on about? Talking bollocks. You'd make a great politician. They never listen or answer the question they were asked and talk a load of twaddle. Leave me alone, please. I didn't start this discussion with you. Then she comes back and she says, yes, you literally did start this discussion. Block me if you don't like my style of honesty. So I said, wow, you really think you're something, don't you? I replied to Dave's post, and in you came, adding your tuppence worth. Maybe look back and refresh your memory, Jane. The fuck? Dave? Me? Minding our own business, having a conversation. Oh, hello, here she is. You were definitely discussing it with me. No, I fucking wasn't. I know I don't know what I'm doing fucking 90% of the time, but I knew what I was doing there. Honestly, what is it with people? Whoops, where am I? Wrong button.
Okay, let's see. Yes, teachers. Oh my gosh. Teachers, just, it's amazing to me. And law enforcement, but teachers, I just have a special place in my heart for teachers. And I mean, I've heard that teachers are so scarce these days that they're having to hire people that aren't even really qualified, and that's scary. I will say this, if I were a fresh mom in today's world, I would really think about homeschooling. I really would. And that I don't.
You would really consider homeschooling, would you? The woman that can't open a box, can't read instructions. Sorry, I'm keep clicking the wrong thing. Can't brush her hair. Didn't realise that she couldn't get to 2 appointments in New York in one day. Never thought of wearing jeans and t-shirt with a pair of sandals. You're gonna homeschool. I homeschooled both of mine for a long time until I couldn't stay awake long enough. And then when we were homeschooling Madam, I used to get everything ready and have all the things that she needed to do and what have you, and then Jed would make her do it in the daytime when I was out cold. I can't imagine Lisa homeschooling. was something I was going to say then. I can't remember what it was. Good job I wasn't doing it now, isn't it? Nope. Oh, what I was going to say was, a lot with Madam was like half the day schoolwork and then half the day were other things, like not potty training, because she could hold a wee for a fucking fortnight, that child. But she refused to wear pants, and she was absolutely terrified of the toilet. Totally fucking terrified of it. So that took a long time. But then Jed used to take her swimming, and it was like teaching her tasks that she's gonna need, whereas Tech Help was a lot more academic teaching. But can you imagine Lisa homeschooling? Wow, if she homeschooled, Will would never see another living soul, would he?
I don't say that lightly, because I do think that you learn a lot being around other kids, but I would probably do some of those co-op homeschoolings where you had a group of children and a group of
right, so you wouldn't actually do the teaching. Right, okay.
moms, because I can't say I don't trust myself, but there's so many good programs out there now. And see, I hate to say that, because I do think that God puts that the teacher's heart in her, and I don't want to take that away. And good teachers are so valuable, but it's just gotten scary.
That's the thing. It used to be a vocation, didn't it? Now people are just choosing that because of the holidays. I'm not sure over in America, but here for sure. Her in the picture again decided she was going to be a teacher, and she came and worked in the school Tech Help went to, and that's where the major falling out happened. But I remember her saying to Travis was in the reception class, and his teacher was constantly fucking sick. They were always having somebody else in, or they were sat reading books. They were absolute doing fuck all, and he could read when he was 2. So he was sat there bored shitless with nothing to do. Anyway, I heard her say to his teacher, "Oh, don't worry, if you're sick, you're sick. There's nothing you can do, it's just a job." And it's like, no, working the till in Tesco's is just a job. Teaching children is a vocation. Anyway, she was a teacher for a few years, and then she decided she didn't like it. And she's a midwife now, and I pity all the mothers, I really do. But anyhow, keep going off on one today, I'm sorry.
So with the carnivore, I'm sure you're probably eating pasta, so that would definitely put some weight on, but I'm not a big believer. Like, I really think keto would be the way to go, and good
Did she say she was plant-based?
fats. Don't let people scare you away from meat. Eat a good ribeye. That is like the perfect ratio of fat when it comes to a cut of meat.
Oh, shut up, Lisa.
How do I deal with narcissistic people? Okay,
Oh, who asked her that? Oh, it has to be one of you. There we go. Poor Anne Pathania. What's that when it's at home? Oh, really? If you can't see that she's a narc, poor.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not really savvy on the whole narcissistic people. I did do a video on toxic people, and that I think probably goes into that. Wow, and that is a topic for friendships too. But I think narcissistic has gotten to be such a buzzword that
No, it's just that more people are more informed now, Lisa, and we can see it. It's not a buzzword, it's what you are.
I'm not going to pretend I know the true diagnosis of it, but I really believe in energetic boundaries, meaning just not paying attention to people that trigger you, not being around them, and pulling your attention away from them. Now, I have done that in the past year or so because there are a lot of people you cannot have a conversation with. You can't say, I disagree, or, yeah, I understand, let's just have different opinions, because they will not accept it. Not only are you not allowed to have your own opinion, you need to agree with theirs. And there are people like that.
Did you see them when you looked in the mirror?
What I have done to not be in that drama is I've just removed myself from the situations. But you know what happens? They will end up they will wonder what's happening to you. Lisa's, I don't want to get into it too much, but because that will go into friendships too, but they will start accusing you of being crazy or being out of touch, unrelatable, something's wrong with you, because believe me, you don't have to say much to people. They will notice your absence pretty quickly. And it is those people that don't take the time to look inward, like, have I done something to make, Ellen not talk or not want to...
Oh, fuck off. I'm sorry, folks. You're sat there. Well, see, that's the thing. No, I have to agree with her. She doesn't know she's a narc. She really doesn't know. And then if she heard me saying that she was a narc, she'd be like, John, am I really a narcissist? And he'd say, no, darling, of course you're not. And then she'd just carry on doing what she always does. How do people do these chains where they do a knot in them? Why can't I do that? I don't actually want to knot it up, because then I won't be able to get it off, and then I'll end up breaking it. So I shouldn't have put this on, because I'm going to end up fidgeting with it the entire time. I shall take it off while she's talking.
Visit with me, they will instantly think something's wrong with you. And unfortunately, that's something we have to accept with some people. So,
like you.
Ooh, I feel it. I feel it when I talk about that. All of my kids have left.
I feel it. I feel it when I talk about it. Feel what? I swear she's not on the same fucking planet as the rest of us, is she?
The nest. I'm finding it hard to find purpose in my life as we have moved around my husband's career, and now that the kids are gone.
Volunteer somewhere, love. Knock on your next door neighbour's door and say, we're new here. Is there anyone in the neighbourhood that needs any help? Is there someone that's living on their own that might like me to pop over with a pot of tea and some muffins and sit with them for an afternoon and have a chat? Why are they asking, Lisa? Why can people not think for themselves anymore? Why are they asking her? She doesn't do fucking anything for anyone. She even has her mother still cooking for her on a Sunday, not the other way round. Wow.
Retired, move away. My friends are retired. Found myself going through day-to-day motions, and it feels pretty empty. How do you find that drive to find you're happy? I would say, if I found my...
She's loving this, isn't she? I would say. Really? I can't wait until she does her fucking thing. Life coaching with somebody, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Myself in that position, I would really get into what makes you tick. Really think about those things that light you up. Those things, I don't know if you guys ever have that feeling, like if I get into something, like I find a new person on YouTube, and it can be, you guys have seen it, it can be what people are wearing in Milan. It doesn't have to be too deep. Or
it doesn't have to be too deep. It's never too fucking deep with you, is it?
Different makeup techniques, or it could be a new fashion trend, or it could be inner growth or personal development or branding. All types of things that get me going, and it will vary at different stages of your life. Feminine energy, that's something I've always kind of been into, even when I didn't know.
Oh, fuck off.
it was called that. Don't worry about like friendships and activities right now. Really, really work on yourself.
Have you noticed? Oh, if it were me, what I would do. Oh, I think in my head, maybe you should. It all comes back to think about yourself. It's never go out and find new people and help someone. That'll give you a lift in the day. Go and volunteer somewhere. Get yourself a little part-time job in a fucking coffee shop somewhere. You'll meet loads of people. No, think about what's important to you, to make you happy, because that's what you do all the time. You never think of anyone else.
With inner growth, not to use buzzwords, but finding out what really, really, really makes you happy, and then find things to do around those things, and think about...
Right, okay, so find something that really makes you happy. Oh, what people are wearing in Milan. What can I do to be around those people? Oh, I need to move to Milan. Or I need to go to Milan on a holiday. That's not what she was talking about. How about telling her to look in her local newspaper and see what's going on around her? There's a step. It's all you.
About who it is. It's kind of like I say before you go out and find a husband, make a checklist of what you're looking for, and if this person doesn't have these things, then don't even go out with them, because every date is a potential husband. I kind of look at friendships that way too. And
yeah, what's it gonna give me? What am I gonna get out of it? That's all you ever think about is you.
So decide what you want in a friendship, and then go to those places where those people are. Say you're really into yoga. Not only would you want to go to yoga classes, kind of curate what yoga place you go to. You might not want to go just to Planet Fitness to a yoga class. You might want to go to a small place that is more intimate, that would promote more of that.
Where, pray tell, do we find these little tiny yoga classes that cater for exactly what part of yoga we want to do, with the right type of people that we want to be doing yoga with? Can we ask Alexa? I haven't got an Alexa. Oh, did I tell you I bought that Ring doorbell thing? Charged it up because it was on a deal on Amazon, and it was £50, the Ring doorbell and an Echo Dot thing, a little speaker. So I thought, great, put the speaker right beside Jed's good ear and if someone comes to the door, he'll hear it. But he charged it up, was getting everything ready, and then all of a sudden he's like, I can't download the app because he hasn't got an iPhone. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. They don't say, they should say, shouldn't they, only compatible with an iPhone, but they didn't. Stupid. Can you tell I really don't want to listen to Lisa? Come on, we can do this.
Friendship vibe. And then when you go, if you're a person who is really into fashion, then you're probably going to have some fashionable stuff on and everything. You will attract who you are and what you put out. I am a big believer in that. I've told you girls how I can be out of town, look across a room and find someone I should be friends with. I can just tell by what she's wearing, how she carries herself, her facial expressions, her posture. I can just tell you and I should be friends. And
before you've even spoken to them, it's all, what's the word, superficial, isn't it? Doesn't matter about who she is as a person or what her beliefs are or anything else. If she stands nice, if she's in a good dress and she looks put together, you want to be her friend.
That will happen. And then a lot of things are, like I said, one of my goals this year was to travel. And it is amazing how as soon as I opened myself up to being a person who travels, all of these opportunities just started coming in. Now, they might have been...
No, they were already there and you just didn't take them. Now you're taking them. Don't talk bollocks.
...there before, but because I put it on my radar, and you could say I manifested it. Oh, I love manifestation too. And I used to kind of be hesitant to learn about manifestation because I thought it was hokey and woo-woo. But then once you learn of
hokey and woo-woo
manifestation in the Bible, then you're more drawn to it. And, I try to still keep that frame, a Christian frame around it. And, but I had someone criticize me a little bit about talking about being Christian and not embracing other religions. Please don't think that. It's just, this is who I am. And it's not that I don't respect other people or other religions. It's just easier for me to talk about, my thoughts.
It's easier for me to talk. Hello? Why have you gone so quiet? Did it go quiet your end? Or is it just my ears? What was I going to say? Yeah. Don't talk about other people, because you can't talk about other people, can you? It's all about Lisa. Lisa, 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 Lisa. Do they not know that yet? Oh, it's not that I don't like other people. I just want to talk about me. Want to talk about me, want to talk about whatever. I love that song. I'll have to listen to that in the break. I was going to say something and it went. Manifestation. It's so easy to say you've manifested something when you're in the position to be able to do X, Y, and Z or buy X, Y, and Z. You haven't manifested. You didn't manifest a Tesla. They came out, you like the look of it. You rent cars, so you rented one. Please, sorry, ow. Explain to me, how do I manifest a bungalow? How does that happen? Do I just put a picture on the wall over there where it says hope and hope that I manifest one? Oof.
So, and that, okay, being Jewish, that's another thing. That's a prime example of going where you have things in common with. So that's what I would do, is really curate your life. Curate the life that you love. And create opportunities. Authentic, good opportunities in your life. I have had the opposite experience where I wanted to, meet with other business people in town, and that didn't go well because we had such little in common that I found myself not feeling like I belonged. And then people just wanted me to promote their products, but I really there was nothing within them that would interest me. So you do have to really curate.
There was nothing in them that would interest me. No. Couldn't just do it, could you? You gave a shout out to that woman that painted that shitty picture.
That. Okay. Was John supportive of you during the beginning of your YouTube career? That is such a good question. Did you ever think of giving up on your dreams and aspirations as an influencer? Wow, this is a great question. Do you keep your finances separate due to the uncertainty of social media? Wow. Great questions. John has been supportive from the beginning. He really has. He's the one that bought the laptop for me, that promoted me like I am now, opening it up in the kitchen and doing that first video on our anniversary at the end of the day with Madagascar blaring in the background. Stale makeup, stale hair, just, on a whim. So he's always been very, very supportive. So I would say yes. But I do know it is not for everyone, and it takes a very secure, strong man to deal with it, because it's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I mean?
What does that mean? No, we don't know what that means. What do you mean it's a lot? It's a lot of what?
I mean, it's takes time away from him. Like right now, he's here and I'm in here. It takes him really wanting me to be my fullest, happiest person. He had to be secure that if it took off and I made good money, that I wasn't going to, kick him to the curb. And so he deserved
Really?
a lot of credit, because I couldn't have done it without him. I couldn't have. So he was very. Did you ever think of giving up on your?
He was very what? Hey, how she does that? Never finishes a fucking sentence. Goes off onto something else. Squirrel.
Your dreams. Okay, when I first started, it really wasn't an influencer thing, but I knew there was a possibility that I could make money just as a partner on YouTube. So that was my first goal. And if you've been around here, I've done many things to make money here on YouTube. It's not just a one lane thing. And that's kind of been my life. I always just end up, it's like Martha Stewart. I just do what I love, and somehow I will turn it into making some money. And that's what I love doing. The only time I've ever thought about stopping is when they really started, and they still do, harass my children and my family. And I had to make.
Who harasses your children? How? They started harassing my children and my family. Who? Where? If you're talking about on a gossip site, that's all the way over there. You don't need to worry your pretty little head about it. It's like that somebody said in Twitter the other day, I can't remember, she said something and I said, and what other people think about you is none of your business. She says, oh, I just put them bad thoughts out of my head. So why did it bother you? If somebody off in the distance, in the far corner of YouTube, the far corner of the internet, was saying something about Brooke showing her tits on MySpace or whatever it was back in the day, surely if you'd seen that, you'd do something about it. How about all the people that tried to contact you and tell you about it? You did nothing. How about when I contacted you and said she was sitting in a car in the driveway with the door open, showing her lady garden to the world? And what did you do? You blocked me.
Make a decision of the example I wanted to be for my family. And the example that I chose was to persevere, to stay true to who I am. And I did slip up on this a few times on not responding. I used to get caught up in responding, and I had to.
When did you respond to anyone ever? I don't ever remember reading anything in the comments. I don't ever remember anyone at the gossip place say that you'd answered them. How about you'd answered me? All I said to her was, you're out, John's at work, everyone knows where you live because you've given out your address to God knows who, and you've said, oh, in my little house in Wilmington, shown your house. In America you can find anyone's address in a split second. And I said to you, Brooke is sat on the driveway in a bikini showing her lady garden to the world. Do you want to come home and find the car empty and her gone? and I got blocked. If someone had told me Madam was doing that, I'd have written back and said, thank you for telling me. I'm going to go and drag her by the hair. She'll be, what's it, thingy says? Garth Brooks. They said I'm grounded till I'm dead. Yeah, that's what would have happened here. But what did you do? Nothing. Oh, they're just jealous, Brooke. Whatever.
To work through that. That was just growth with me as a person. I think I've told you guys I have studied why women are mean to other women and why.
Oh, for fuck's sake, who's mean?
There is why they would pick on your children. This goes back to tribal days of them.
So that's what you did, was it? You sat there and you did the usual. Oh, they're just picking on me because they're jealous. They're jealous I've got this, that and the other. They're just jealous of you, Brooke. Women are mean. It's in this book, look. That's what women do. No. Women were trying to warn you of the dangers of letting your teenage daughter show her tits to the world and her fanny while you were off gallivanting, fucking shopping somewhere and not paying any attention. But we were wrong. We were just being mean. We were doing the thing that they did in Aboriginal times, or whatever you're about to say. No, I was trying to save your daughter. And if you remember, at that exact same time, one of her friends had gone missing and everyone thought she'd been abducted. Turns out she'd run off with some bloke, which was good in the long run. But you were happy to let your daughter sit on the driveway showing her bits to the world, and you blocked me for trying to warn you that something might happen to her. And you've turned it into, oh, they're just jealous. That's what women do. Mean women. Look at that face. Where's my wet fish?
Getting a woman out of the group and just picking on her children and things like that. It's a lot of jealousy, things like that. So I made it my goal to learn about other people because I had really not ever experienced that before, and I could not understand how a grown woman could. I still find it hard to believe that grown women will pick on a middle schooler, but it happens. I've had to just understand that some people are just mean. And so that was probably the only time I ever thought about quitting. But I'm glad I didn't, because it's been so fulfilling, and I do think that I have been setting the right example for my children. Okay, do you keep your finances separate?
Setting the right example for your children. Okay, if that's what you think you're doing.
No, we don't. It's all together. Like, we don't really have my money, your money. We do have to keep a lot of things separate for taxes, because we have to pay a lot of taxes. That would be one of my just notifications on anyone going into this business is get ready. You will not. Before YouTube, we used to get refunds, and we don't anymore. Okay.
Why would you get refunds now when you write everything off? The house, the car, the clothes, the makeup. And you want a refund as well, do you? Whatever.
Okay, I feel like I need to go to Instagram.
You feel like you need to go to Instagram? You've only answered 3 questions from your community page, and there was 30 of them, wasn't there? Let's have a look. 31. And you've answered 3. Or, no, you've acknowledged 3 of them, but you've not answered them all. And that's another thing I keep saying. If you're going to do a Q&A on YouTube, take the questions from YouTube. If people are asking you questions on Instagram, do a fucking reel on Instagram. Not everybody has everything, unlike you.
This one I think I got asked a couple of times about carnivore diet and do I take supplements? No, I don't.
I'm sick of hearing about the stupid carnivore diet.
Only thing I take is I do take HRT. I have a video on that if you'll look on my channel and just put in HRT. And I take a vitamin D calcium supplement for osteopenia.
So you do take supplements? Stop sniveling.
Okay, a couple people did ask that. So let me go on my Instagram and see what you're asking me over there. Let's see. Let me see what you guys are saying here.
Exactly. You should never have done it in a live, twit.
I'm watching you from the get-go. Thank you for all your content. Thank you so much. Who just said that? I lost it that quick.
I lost it that quick. It's not even fucking moving. Will you stop doing that?
Oh gosh, your daughter's a 24-year-old teacher. Yeah, what the heck? Like, something so important. Why aren't they getting paid more? I guess because it's a government thing. It's so regulated. If we would let the market handle it,
don't privatize schools.
But it would go up. Yeah, if I ever start to feel an inkling of jealousy or inferiority toward another person, I almost work that much harder and I'm even more kind and compassionate to that person. Really does break that feeling. Yes, I think it was Mel Robbins did a little podcast and I remember listening to it in the car and she was saying to use jealousy in your favor as long as you don't envy, which I believe the difference is when you envy a person, you almost want to take it away from them. But when you're jealous of a person, let it be an indicator of something that you may want in your life.
How about all the people that think everyone's jealous of them getting a brain and realising that we're not? I'm not jealous of you. I wouldn't want your life. Like I said before, the only thing you've got that I want is that fucking bathroom and a downstairs bedroom. But apart from that, no. If somebody said to me, right, I've got a magic wand and I can tip your head and you can change places with Lisa, do you want to? No, I fucking don't. You're the one that sits there assuming everyone and their granny's jealous of you when they're not. Oh, people said your bags were ugly because they're jealous. No. They said your bags are ugly because your bags are ugly.
And, okay, say like, I'm trying to think. I will be very honest here. Remember
that fucking sulky thing. I hate it when she does that.
Remember when I did that video on YouTubers getting great big houses and how I didn't understand that and how I wasn't going to do
Yeah, and then you were like, I want a big house like all the others.
That I'm going to give you a couple of little insights into that. I was probably jealous. Not of them having a bigger, nicer new house, but I think it was more my limiting beliefs that I was keeping myself in a safety zone, a safety box, a container. What I'm trying to think of all the words people use, and a limiting mindset. Let's go with that, because I was afraid of that big step because we had, like, you guys, we had such a little house payment. It was smaller than Brooke's rent. It was such a teeny tiny house payment. So I was afraid. And I had these limiting beliefs that things may come to an end, or I wasn't that person. And I had to break free from that. And I think this sounds silly, but starting carnivore changed my life. It honestly made things seem possible to me that had never seemed possible. I felt like I had such a new...
If I go carnivore, will I suddenly get a bungalow with an ensuite bathroom? Is that what I need to do?
lease on life. And I before carnivore, I felt so bad with the IBS and the bloating and the joint pain that I was not really embracing the future, and probably just kind of depressed maybe. And so then when I started feeling good, and all these limiting beliefs I had worked through and things were possible for me, then I thought to myself, I am not wasting one day. I am going to go for what I want. We still made very wise decisions. We're not in debt or anything. And look what happened because of it, because I allowed myself to grow past that point. And when I get into money, I want to talk to you guys about my mindset on being rich, and a real big twist that I had to make that had to do with being a woman. So we'll talk about that.
What is she going on about now? My shoulders and my head are killing me. I don't know if I'm going to make another 10 minutes.
Okay, so let's go into this. Will you share how you stay motivated to get your work done throughout the day?
What the fuck? If you have a job to do and there's a payment at the end of it and you have bills to pay, that's what keeps you fucking motivated.
I have a daily win. I have a routine, and I make everything a thing. Like I said, when I start doing my makeup, I have a routine. I put my heater on so I'm not sitting there dreading getting dressed. I have podcasts ready to listen to or voxes from friends. I make it a thing. Everything in my life is kind of curated into something that I love doing, right down to my car when I'm in it, and my pen, my notebook, all of these things. I used to love even cleaning supplies. Like when I would clean the house, I wanted special cleaning supplies that smelled so good. I can remember the purple Fabuloso and things like that. Or just sometimes I would go just get a new candle to inspire me to clean the house, things like that. So that's one way. And then every day I have a win. Like today, I'll do everything that I want to do, but today doing this live with you, 36 minutes so far, is going to be a win for me because it's something I wanted to do. It makes me feel accomplished. It's fulfilling. It's something that I love doing. So that's how I stay motivated. I just try to make everything exciting. Okay, what's the name of the life coach course you've done? Woo, I can't remember it right now.
Oh, can you not? Isn't that a shame? You know what that means? For my single-sided shoulder shrug man. That means you're clamping your mouth so you don't tell a lie. And off you look into the distance. You damn well know. Either you didn't take a fucking course, or you don't want anyone else to realise what a shitty little course it was, or you don't want people to know the course you took so they could take it and they'd be a life coach and they might steal people from you.
I cannot remember it. It's oh gosh, I can't remember, but
I'll look and I'll tell you. I'll put it in the description box. It's not the usual thing, oh, I don't know right now. I'll put it down there. How about you say that like you usually do, instead of doing your pouty, sulky face?
I looked up the top 10, and then I looked up the best YouTube coaching programs on YouTube, and it was a girl on there that promoted it.
A YouTube coaching program on YouTube. So it was a life coach thing on YouTube that you did, or that someone recommend that you do, but you don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't think. And I've also taken some classes with John Maxwell coaching, but that was a little bit too far, because here's the thing. The only reason I took life coaching courses is to become better. I didn't take it to become certified and work for a company or something like that. So
no, I want to work for myself and charge you money for me to talk psychobabble at you.
I didn't need to be certified in some certain routine, because like everything else, okay, say you go to get certified to be a makeup artist with MAC. Well, they're going to teach you MAC ways, but you don't need to be certified to be a makeup artist, if that makes any sense. So I will have to look that up. Oh gosh, can you share advice on smaller creators struggling to become more successful? Yes, that is one of the courses I want to create.
Oh, you're going to create courses for us, are you? How to get big on YouTube. I can tell you how to get big on YouTube. Be in the right place at the right time and get on a fucking lifting wind. Then you go. Get a shout out from other people. Buy subscribers like you've just done. There's another way to be big. 80,000 of them. Why don't you tell her do that?
Time. It's just having to do things. But I would say make videos that really, really speak to you. You do have to niche down. You do have to play the game to a certain extent in doing nice, attractive thumbnails, good titles. And I think the key to my success and the success that I've experienced, like I have not experienced viral videos. That has not been the key to my success. I think the key to my success has been to be authentic, and that takes a lot, because when you are authentic and you expose yourself to a lot of criticism. But you do anyway. You're going to get criticism. I would say consistency has been a key part of my success. Hold on, let me get a little bit to drink. Okay, consistency. If you'll notice, have I ever missed a week? I don't know. If I've missed a week, it's been because I had COVID or something.
Yeah, funny that, isn't it? Your aunt was murdered and you didn't miss a fucking day, did you?
I will, no matter what. It doesn't matter if I've had dental surgery. It doesn't matter if we are experiencing a family tragedy. I will be here.
Yeah. But you're not an arc though, are you?
Because I am consistent. Let's see, another key thing would be continuous education on the trends of YouTube. You'll notice sometimes I've had an intro, sometimes I've introduced myself, sometimes I've tried fancier editing. So you have to stay up with it a little bit. I am drawn to pretty nice made videos with great information. Good sound is very important. Good sound, like the microphone, and clear audio is far more important than a super sharp camera. And don't get bogged down with what lights, what camera, all of that stuff. I'm sitting here now with using a webcam, using the webcam audio, but I've made sure I'm sitting in front of good windows. The main thing is to put out what you want to attract. And I love branding. Branding, I was just watching a video this morning with Daniel Priestley on branding. It's fascinating to me. You guys know I love high-end products because of their branding. I'm fascinated by it. I love how Walmart has changed their branding around their clothing. For instance, changing the sizing with no boundaries and gearing it more towards a younger, not younger as in children or teeny boppers, but as in even our age, or the sizing rather.
That made absolutely no sense, what you just said.
And like, I found it fascinating when Banana Republic hired Marissa Webb as their designer. I was so excited because I love Marissa Webb. They didn't do well because it was so different. They had to go back to the typical J. Crew woman. So I just love learning about stuff like that.
You know, don't you, when she does finally, if she ever does, gets this line of hers together, it's going to be really expensive. And her excuse will be, oh, we had to have it done in small batches and blah, 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 blah. That's why the price is so high. I can hear it before she does it. Right, I'm going for a break because I've had absolutely enough of her already, and I will come back in a bit and do the second half. So, if you got to the end of me and I've pressed the wrong button again, thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next one.